Good afternoon and welcome to the Midday News for Thursday, November 27. A special welcome to our viewers on YouTube, TVJ International in the Cayman Islands and online at onespotmedia.com. Here's what we have in the bulletin.
Transport Minister urges greater caution on roads following fatal bus crash. Government to lobby shipping companies to acquire empty containers to provide housing solutions. And later in sports, Reggae Boys drop in latest CONCACAF rankings.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Kerry-Ann Simpson. Here are the details. Transport Minister Darrell Vaz is urging road users to exercise heightened caution, stressing that split-second mechanical failures or lapses can have life-altering consequences. The warning comes on the heels of Wednesday's bus crash along the Vineyard leg of the East-West Highway, which left 5 people dead and 15 others injured.
I appeal to Jamaica, especially in the times that we are going through, in the aftermath of Melissa. So please be careful, be smart, and just take your time on the roads, especially those of us who operate public transport and have the lives of others entrusted.
Minister Vaz stated that the severity of the crash underscores the urgent need for heightened vigilance and responsible behavior on the nation's roads, particularly as the island enters the busy Christmas season. The government will be lobbying shipping companies to get empty containers to provide housing solutions for those families affected by Hurricane Melissa. Transport Minister Darrell Vaz put forward the proposal at this week's sitting of the House of Representatives.
There are more than 1,000 empty containers currently sitting idle in the Kingston Harbour. These containers represent more unused steel. They represent over 1,000 potential rapid deployment, temporary homes with manageable retrofitting for light ventilation and sanitation. We are working with our partners, the shipping agencies who own these, to see what can happen, whether or not we can get access to some of them, even if it is as a temporary solution for those who don't even have a tarpaulin.
In the meantime, the toll authority is moving to streamline its system so that some vehicles transporting humanitarian aid can move freely on the toll road. A toll order will be issued for specific groups, including MPs, councillors, ODPEM, government agencies, as well as international and local relief partners. Now, full toll exemptions ran from October 26 to November 17. After the free period ended, specific entities had to write to the authority requesting exemptions.
By November 24th, the authority had received 2,227 applications, with 700 approved alongside the launch of a new online application portal. However, toll operators have since restricted exemption to Class 3 vehicles, which are trucks. That is the biggest class, carrying verified humanitarian aid. Class 1 and 2 vehicles can only pass under cost-sharing arrangements, limiting the movement of essential responders and partners.
As the National Housing Trust, NHT, moves ahead with procurement of the first 2,500 semi-permanent housing units under the Rapid Deployment Housing Initiative, concerns are being raised. Speaking on Power 106 Morning Agenda, President of the Incorporated Master Builders Association of Jamaica, Richard Mullings, while welcoming the initiative, pointed to the infrastructure required for the units.
When erected, it allows people to move in and I guess habitate, live in the structure, but they still need bathrooms, they still need electricity, they still need running water. That's a huge question as to how are they going to place these units and to allow for that. They didn't. I heard NHT mention that they're going to set these up on, I think, existing NHT lands or something of that sort, so that might with some sort of existing infrastructure, but that is a huge undertaking.
The units feature a steel frame supported by insulated panels designed to improve cooling, reduce heat accumulation, and provide resistance to to earthquakes, fires and hurricanes. Mr. Mullings also stressed that proper adherence to the building code is essential.
If there is no code that we can force everybody in the country and make sure that all our tradespersons, all our contractors, everybody who considers themselves a builder has knowledge of what the code means and is forced to follow it, then we are at risk of structures, especially informal structures, not being built to a reasonable standard.
As the government intensifies support for pregnant and lactating women, the Ministry of Health has embarked on an island-wide maternal health initiative. Details in this report.
The first stop was the Black River Health Center in St. Elizabeth, where over 60 pregnant women received support as the Health Ministry rolled out its new maternal initiative aimed at assisting families affected by Hurricane Melissa. The initiative was led by State Minister in the Health Ministry, Crystal Lee.
We had first was an engagement session in educating them on best practices, how to have a healthy mother and a healthy baby. So we had that session with them, and then of course we furnished them with some maternal packages and care packages. Two things in there that will help them when they after birth situation, and also basic items, hygiene items and so forth.
The program will first target the most impacted parishes from Hurricane Melissa.
But we will not stop there. We're doing this intervention across the island where we are creating this awareness and giving the support to our mothers, both those who are expecting and lactating mothers.
The initiative forms part of the ministry's efforts to address the vulnerability of mothers during the recovery process.
So mothers, you're out there, you're not alone. The Ministry of Health and Wellness team is here for you, and we're encouraging you to do your regular checkups. Do not wait until last minute. The moment you know that you are pregnant, we expect you to come in, do your regular checks. We're here if you want to talk. We are here to support you throughout the entire duration of pregnancy.
I want to say a word of thanks to the minister and to all who support us. A lot of company came out as well, and we really appreciate it.
The next stops were in Savannah Lamar, Westmoreland and Albert Town, Trelawney. Additional visits are being planned for St. James, Hanover and other parishes.
The homeless population in Jamaica is climbing as more individuals seek support, but officials are reporting cases of misrepresented homeless status, complicating efforts to plan and deliver services. Jamaica is estimated to have more than 1,000 homeless individuals across the island, and the local government ministry says the number continues to increase.
Questions have been asked as to how are we treating the homeless population? We have seen the numbers increasing, but I want to assure the country that we have made provisions in the most critical parishes, St. Elizabeth, Hanover, Westmoreland, and St. James, to house the homeless population. We'll be transferring a lot of the homeless to some of the new facilities that we are going to be putting down, and that will be done on a temporary basis.
However, local government minister Desmond McKenzie says officials have observed instances of individuals misrepresenting their homelessness status. He argued that this has created challenges in collecting accurate data and coordinate social support for those in need.
The SDC did a survey on the homeless population, and we notice that a number of persons who are going out pretending that they are homeless are not homeless people, and they go out just to get the food. We do have a difficulty in providing support for those levels of persons, but when they go out, they are counted in the data, and therefore it creates a problem for us in providing adequately.
The government maintains that assistance remains accessible, but stresses the importance of accurate reporting to ensure proper planning.
Every single parish in Jamaica have a drop-in facility since 2016. This administration have provided drop-in facilities. So persons can go to to the drop-in facilities, you can get a meal, you can get something, clothing, bathe, you can even get medical attention at the drop-in facilities. All of those facilities are up and running.
It is time for a break. Stay with us. More stories when we return. Welcome back to the Midday News. It is now time for the Business Minute.
CEO of Spurtree Spices, Albert Bailey, says the company has enough inventory of Scotch bonnet peppers, scaling and thyme to last up to 4 months. He notes this gives the company enough time to assess the full extent of the damage caused by Hurricane Melissa and to replant in order to mitigate the negative impact on the company in the short term. Prior to the devastation caused by Melissa, the company received 70% of its supplies from its 240-acre farm in Bernard Lodge and another 30% from members of the farming community. Mr. Bailey stressed this was in line with the company's policy to ensure that it has at least 6 months inventory at any given point in time. Further afield, a recall has been issued for adult bed rails sold on Amazon. The Consumer Product Safety Commission says the King Pavanini brand adult portable bed rails pose a risk of entrapment and asphyxiation. The recall applies to several different models of the bed rails. They were sold on Amazon from June 20 to 24 through May 20 to 25. Officials say anyone who owns the bed rails should stop using them and contact King Pavanini for a refund. And that's it for the Business Minute. I'm Prince Moore.
Time now for the top regional and international stories.
In the region, the Haitian Bridge Alliance is condemning the Trump administration's decision to end Temporary Protected Status (TPS) for Haitians. The Department of Homeland Security announced that TPS will expire on February 3, 2026. Now the group argues Haiti remains dangerously unstable, with gang violence displacing more than 1 million people, and warns the move puts over 500,000 Haitians in the U.S. at risk of losing legal status. They're urging President Trump and Congress to revise the decision. And on the international scene, at least 55 people have been confirmed dead in the massive apartment building fire in Hong Kong Wednesday. Reports are that 123 people were injured, including 8 firefighters. Authorities say 51 of the victims died at the scene, while 4 died in hospital. The fire department has not yet provided a revised count of those still missing, but officials earlier reported 279 people remain unaccounted for. And those were the top regional and international stories. I'm Aaliyah Bryant.
And we head to a quick break. When we come back, we'll have your Midday Sports Report.